TikTok. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip, Jeff Lewis Live, Jeff Lewis Extended. Oh my goodness. Happy Friday, Chumpets. Hello. We're having really good weather here, but I just spent the last 30 minutes trying to figure out what is going on. Not 30 minutes. I was listening to the after show late. So I mean, I literally just finished it. Anyways, so many divorces. I'm a little tired from Madonna last night. Oh my gosh. Have you seen Madonna at this concert? Oh my gosh. It's not what we expected at all. Like, I'll definitely chat about it. I've posted some videos. Wow. Couple of divorces going on or announcements. Tori Spelling filed for divorce today. This has been going on since last Father's Day. Because remember, they were on vacation together, like one of these paid ads, because it was totally ad written all over it with a Beverly Hills Hotel. They were hosting Stella's birthday party there, all the things, family pictures, everything. And then her husband, Dean McDermott, posts this big long thing, thank you for whatever it was, 17, 18 years of marriage, but please respect our decision that we've decided to separate. 10 hours later, it's deleted. Since last June, there's been pictures and video of her and her 5 kids living in an RV off the beach, then living in $100 hotel rooms. He's moved on, has another girlfriend. There's been a couple of months ago, maybe, where she was seen kind of having a talk with him, on a hotel balcony or somewhere. Now, Tuesday of this week, there was pictures of them would look like they were more upset at a storage unit. Y'all know she's got a lot of storage units, apparently. Anyways, and having an argument over that. And maybe she was teared up, maybe crying after it. So now we know that today she actually filed for divorce, enlists June of 2023 of their date of separation. Other legal stuff. Gypsy Rose did she say she's separating, divorcing? I don't know. She's been out of prison about 3 months. She was guns blazing on social media. I mean, just posting outfits of the day, visiting the Today Show, interviews, posting all the time. I thought they were even teasing they were maybe pregnant at one point. She's the one who was abused, and her mom was making her believe she had all these medical issues, keeping her down and all this stuff. Thank you for the badge, Krista Anderson. And, and then she went off social media, which I talked about last week. She was like, my dad talked to me about it. It's the devil. They're just coming at me. Something I feel like I could end back up in prison. I'm like, honey, you don't end up back in prison for decisions on social media, but I get it. She meant all the scrutiny, what have you. And then now it comes out that they're separating. It says she's living back home with her parents. I'm like, her mom is gone. So I don't know what parents it is, because I just thought they would clarify if it's dad and stepmom or something like that. But it just said her parents, which I thought was an interesting way to word it. Anyways, hope all is going well there. And then David Bador, which MJ brought it up on the Jeff Lewis Extended show, totally brought it up wrong. I was driving when she said it, and I was like, what? She's like, DUI. And even Jeff and Jameson were trying to correct her. And she was like, no, he got arrested for no, he got a ticket or whatever for reckless driving. So I don't know. I think that's what it came out with the lady from Potomac, Karen Uger. I think it came out reckless driving. In the end, she ended up getting charged with DUI also, I think. So anyways, but I'm glad they corrected that, right? Did y'all see the picture of the no longer white couch that was on the Beverly Hills reunion? apparently all the leg makeup from Erica Jane, you could tell the spots. Erica Jane and where Kathy Hilton sat for not very long because, well, she did sit there a while, but she wasn't on there the entire time. But Kyle had on a big, long green dress, and then Dorit was in the really big, long red ensemble, whatever, Little Red Riding Hood. So their legs weren't even shown. So there's nothing there. But anyways, I guess who made the video? I saw it on TMZ. I love me some TMZ. If you don't watch that little 30-minute TMZ TV show, it is so good. It just reminds me of it's like the chunk version. It's like it's like all the employees just sitting around. They jab each other. It's so good, but also it's all gossip, right? So anyways, I love it so much, so much. Anyways, okay, let's chat Madonna. I guess I should give her some grace that she's 65 years old. I understand that. Looked amazing. Her legs are delightful. Just very muscular. Like you could see her walking and you saw the little, it almost looked like there was a shadow in between. You could see her muscles from her literal legs. It was crazy. I just felt like instead of a concert that we were looking forward to, it was more like a show, more like a theatrical. Even all the there was these screens up, and they would put up these pre-recorded, pictures. I think sometimes you didn't even know who the pictures were. Thank goodness one time she put up a picture for a long time, and she explained it's the mother of one of her son, David, that she has adopted. And he apparently lost her life during or right after the childbirth. And she said something really sweet, I just hope that, she sees that I'm raising him well and she's proud of me and all these things. That was really sweet. But it was just, even when she sang, it wasn't like the full song she would sing. There was no time, maybe twice, where people were standing up singing. Now you have to understand, reality TV is my love, my obsession. Concerts aren't really my thing. I do love Madonna, but I like her top 40 stuff. I like Material Girl, Lucky Star, Holiday, Isla Bonita. Those are the songs I like. She opened with some song. My friend and I looked at each other we don't even know what this is. And it kind of continued. But even that, she had some costume changes. They were mostly, she wore one thing that was a red, a nightie, a satin nightie that was cute. But everything else was these black, long jackets or short, everything was the same. Everything was black except for that, I think. And then that red outfit that she had on. So she did have costume changes, and they weren't that long. But even if she wasn't up there singing, there was just all this other stuff, these stories. I guess the whole point, of the concert was she was telling her the 90s, the 80s through her life in music, and the 90s, and then the 2000s. So I don't know. She didn't play Material Girl, and I just wanted her to sing Material Girl. I just wanted her to sing something like one of her big hits and just let us all stand up and dance and just sing loud together and have a moment. It was weird. Anyways, didn't love it. But, she's feisty though. And then I didn't even realize, I'm looking through my videos this morning, and we had good seats, the stage, and then kind of right here, but far out. So I had to zoom in. I think we saw full on boobies, and I thought it was men from far away. So when I looked at the actual videos, I think these girls were topless. I didn't even know you could do that. I've seen that in Las Vegas. I didn't even know that. They had pants on. They had long black hair. I thought they were all men. I didn't even know legally you could come out dancing without tops on. Has anyone else seen the concert or videos and can confirm I actually saw titties? Because I think I did. Female titties, I should say. Did she get a BBL? Oh my God. Tiffany Chump says I wasn't loving. Wait, what does BBL mean? Does that mean Brazilian butt lift? I wasn't loving Madonna's BBL. Oh my God. Yes. Mayboo says, I really don't understand. We go to concerts to see classic songs that made the artist famous. We can sing along and think about when we were young. Exactly. So disappointing. Exactly. It's all about us. We just want to think like 6th grade is really when Madonna hit for me. I mean, 6th grade. I literally remember it for sure. Um, Somebody's asking if I'm vegan. Nope, not at all. I had lots of seafood last night at a restaurant before the concert. It's Madonna. What do you expect? I don't know. I've seen her concerts now, obviously a long time. I think this is my 3rd Madonna concert, but not in a while. And it was just like I said, it was more of a theatrical show that none of us really got than like a concert. It was really kind of weird. I thought her voice sounded okay. I've already seen several comments where people are like, she's not even singing good. I thought she did. She came on it. So the thing is, the show started at 8:30. We probably got in our seats maybe 8:20. I don't really remember, from the restaurant. And at 8:30, this DJ started. It was like techno music. So again, my girlfriend and I are looking at each other like, this isn't even like Madonna type music. Like, you could look around. Everyone was our age, right? I mean, it was definitely a Madonna vibe. Anyways, it was like this techno music or EDM or whatever they call it. Like, nobody was standing up dancing. I mean, there was, no, anyways. And then they went off, and then maybe a little, and then there was like this long silence, nothing going on, nothing on the screen, nothing to entertain us. We're all just sitting there chatting. People in front of me were playing like Candy Crush or some games. I could watch their phones. Anyways, and then this drag queen, Bob the drag queen, came on. I thought, oh, okay, they're going to entertain. No, he did a little bit. He kind of jabbed with the audience a little bit, then he entertained. So Madonna came on at 10:15 and was done at 12:30. So it was a long concert. I do have to give her that, but it just wasn't, I don't know, didn't blow me away. Yes. When they sing Darla, when they sing a song a completely different way, even the few songs we knew, like Vogue, she didn't even sing all of, but she didn't even do Vogue. I'm like, you got to do the Vogue anyways. Enough about Madonna. Darla says, we saw Toby Keith. My son's favorite song is I Should Have Been a Cowboy, but Toby came out and sang it as a reggae song, so he was so mad. Yeah, when they do like these revamps of the songs and all you do is want to sing it the way you know it, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. I saw Madonna in 2008 and she was hours late, Susie said on TikTok. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Oh, she's not singing? Brennan says you could tell she didn't always sing. There was a track. I don't know. Anyways, it was interesting. She's back here again tonight. Speaking of interesting, wow. Today's Jeff Lewis Live. First of all, okay, it was Dr. Donna. We know he gets very emo in his emotions with Dr. Donna and Justin Martindale. So everything that's gone on for months, but also just recently, last Friday night at Countess Luann's show with Heather McDonald, with Jeff saying on Wednesday about Heather McDonald and how he kind of thought they might, chat and either make up or just agree to disagree, what have you. And then he heard about her Patreon, and then he's like, never mind. That all ties in because Justin Martindale clearly is the one who had the feud first with Heather McDonald. So when they're all on, we kind of had to figure maybe something would come up, but I have no idea. They were talking in kind of code, like train code. Did anyone understand the train code at first? The train code, the analogy was like being in the caboose, like the back of the train, kind of not taking the lead and whatever issue or problem or thing that in your life that you need to fix. And then there's passenger trains, and then there's baggage trains. So Jeff was just talking about all of it, but not really telling us. And then he eventually does. So at the very end, towards the end of today's Jeff Lewis Live, he says, you know what? Stop talking to code. We're just going to talk. I'm talking about Brandy and Julie. yet another feud, big feud from last year, 2023 with Jeff. And I had heard, or maybe it was on our live, maybe somebody sent me a DM. I don't know, but somebody had said that Brandy and Julie had put out a Patreon and they had definitely talked about Jeff. I remember not exactly what they told me or said, but I remember having in my idea it was definitely still fresh with them. Still, it wasn't like, everything's hunky dory. So Jeff gets wind of it. He says he doesn't listen to it, but he's told, and I don't know, I didn't hear it. He's told that it was an hour 15 of just bashing, saying that he's a liar, saying that he's an abusive. He has an abusive work environment. He also says, I'm not blameless here. I have made snide comments, is what he said. I don't know. There was a caller on the Jeff Lewis Extended show that really held him to the fire on it. And Jeff kind of defended himself for sure, but I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts for sure. Anytime, there's a lot of us that are fans of everyone. To be honest, I didn't know Brandy and Julie. I didn't know of their content. I sort of had heard of them with People's Couch or whatever that show was, but I didn't really know who they were. I don't subscribe to their Patreon. Didn't listen to their podcast all the time. I liked them on Jeff Lewis Live. As y'all know, I didn't like them every single Wednesday. I don't think I like any co-host every single week. I like personally a little space, especially if somebody needs to come on with some like new conversations, or if they're not someone that hangs out with Jeff. Like I always say, his really close inner circle, chumps or family, I feel like can always tell us stuff, right? But also Heather McDonald, I didn't know her content that much before this. Anyways, but when you do know them all and listen to them all, the juicy scoopers who are Heather McDonald's fans, does Brandy and Julie have, what are their names? What's their chump name? What's their fan people names? Like Beyonce has the Beehive. I don't know what their fan has. Whatever Brandy and Julie's fans are. And then Jeff Lewis. And then you've got people where their feelings have changed through everything they hear and everything they experience, right? And also it affects people if they've personally been through something similar, right? If they feel like a friend has betrayed them or something, Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that call. Michelle says that caller on the after show, the guy from Chicago, was 100% on point. Jeff also surrounds himself with yes people, but I still love him. It was interesting. Jeff had another coffee reading last night at Pole at Cook and Kibitz. Sounds like they all did, right? We'll definitely talk about MJ's. I think MJ is definitely leading us down a path that none of us will be surprised if she and Tommy announce a separation or a divorce, right? Especially after today, she definitely said some more stuff. Or definitely letting us know that things aren't peachy keen, always perfect, which nothing ever is in a relationship. But I feel like she doesn't have to tell us this stuff. You know what I mean? So I just wonder how bad it is or if it gets better before that. Dana Point Beach on Instagram says, never liked Brandy and Julie. Always thought they were bad news, crude and defiant with personality issues. I liked them. I did think they were crude in the beginning. The stuff they would say on the after show in the beginning. Oh, Lori said, are you okay with Heather now? I mean, she's blocked me. I haven't blocked her, which pisses me off because a couple of y'all tried to send me. When you try to send or share an Instagram story that the person has blocked that from or deleted, it says something like can't view or something like that. So I always have to DM the person back and go, who's this from? Because I can't, the list of blocks is long, so I can't narrow it down to see who they were talking about unless they give me a clue. And they didn't give me any clues. One person gave me a clue that it was about Heather. And MJ brought it up today, but see, I can't view them. I can't view them whenever they block me. So Heather has me blocked on TikTok and on Instagram. If you can block me anywhere else, she's probably blocked me there. So I guess things aren't good with us. Anyways, but I guess MJ brought this up. I guess she made like 4 different Instagram stories yesterday, kind of saying, alluding, implying that that other people make these troll accounts that look like Heather McDonald. Is that what she was trying to say? And she might like a comment or actually comment, and it's actually not her. So I do think we're going to see a lot more of this. I mean, it sounds similar what happened, weeks ago, where it looked like Paige Davis came on the YouTube live, had a picture of her. Her name said Paige Davis, and she just said hi, and everyone started saying hi to her. I said hi to her. And then the next day she posts this Instagram story and was like, oh, that was not me. I would never say that. I would never say y'all or whatever it was. But yeah, people can definitely make up accounts that have the same name of someone. Whatever it was, I guess Jeff had not seen it, which I'm sure people sent it to him. MJ had. MJ gave the idea that, if she's still talking about any of this sort, whether it's the Justin Martindale feud or the Jeff Lewis feud, it still seems like there's some stuff going on. And like Jeff even said, maybe it's not exactly the time to chat about things, but we will definitely talk about that more. AUS Fly Girl. Julie and Brandy didn't fit on Jeff's show. They seemed a bit awkward for that format, too corporate with unknown content, too forced. Well, and they wanted guests, which is interesting, right? They have to be feeling a bit like, what the F? Because now Jeff Lewis is pretty much on the show every day, almost. I think he leaves in general right before or after the last commercial break. So that's got to be doing great for them. They wanted guests and they didn't want to give them guests. They wanted phone calls and they didn't, as Sirius didn't want them to take, because now they take a ton of phone calls. I think they wanted a lot of phone calls, but they wanted guests, right? I'm literally getting it all mixed up. Like it's just a big garbity gook in my brain. Oh, I don't know, Jet. Okay, Jet says, I think Jeff taking on Brandy and Julie is just a battle that he doesn't really want to undergo. Did you listen to today's show? Could lead down a whole rabbit hole of exposing misconduct behind the scenes because they were in his inner circle trust. Wow. How does it work with NDAs? Does that go out the window with a court case? I have no idea how an NDA works. I don't know. Yes, that's what I thought, Tiffany Chump. Tiffany Chump says, I love Julie and Brandy. The format they wanted is exactly what they're doing, so I don't get it. I know, they've got to be sitting there going, hello, that's exactly what we wanted to do. So weird. So weird. Okay. Jeff apparently has snakes again. He said I hate when he's like vague. I feel like, just tell us. He said there's a big snake in his cup looking for an opening to come back in. And then I thought, oh, that's Heather McDonald. But then I feel like it's not Heather. I don't even know who he's talking about. Oh, okay. Nicholas says NDAs don't protect you from illegal behavior, which makes sense, right? I mean, nobody would do that. Who doesn't turn the air on? Lori says Heather McDonald tried to say that the Taylor Armstrong like against Heather was a bot. I go back and forth on this whole thing because I do feel like Heather is very hands-on. Like I feel like it's 100% her doing her social media. I think she does. And I think you just start liking comments. And then eventually, if you read that it's not a good comment, that you don't agree, if it's that bad, you may not agree. I don't agree if you're liking the comment, it necessarily means you like it. It's just her acknowledging that somebody commented on her stuff. But if it's on somebody else's stuff and you're liking it, then, Because I think for her fans, her juicy scoopers, they love to see a notification. Heather McDonald liked my comment. I mean, you're like, ah, you know? So I think that makes sense, like, engagement with her fans. So I don't really know. Love and Life says, I hope he goes through with the lawsuit. I guess at this point it's up to, I mean, he sent uh, the Patreon episode to his attorney Marlo, and she said there is some legal stuff going on here. So from there, it'll go forward. But he even said, at the very least, if it's just a cease and desist, but he just feels those don't do anything. He wants to like come at it with, money and make them spend their own money. Because I don't know. Do you get a court appointed attorney? They would literally have to pay some money out of pocket to defend themselves, right? Or to deal with this, right? I don't know. Oh yeah, I did hear that. Tiffany Chumps. We'll talk about Jeff Lewis Extended, but this was on Jeff Lewis Extended. The caller from Chicago that said, I don't understand why MJ asked the caller, are you team Jeff? You can love Jeff and still think he's wrong. Which was, I think, what was the basis of that caller from Chicago, that guy. He was basically saying, look, I love you, but I also don't like a lot of things about you because I think it brings out characteristics about myself as an Aries, which I can certainly relate to, sharing the exact same birthday as Jeff Lewis. I mean, I'm definitely very loyal. I'm definitely very honest, and it drives me nuts when other people aren't. And that is what gets Jeff. That is when he talks about lying and having an abusive work environment. Those are the two things that he is, tied up on with Brandy and Julie saying. So, oh, Mama Judy, the TMZ show is on TV. On mine, it's on Fox, but at random time. So I just record. I have it set up. It's called TMZ. So just search that and then you can record it. Who doesn't turn the air on? I don't know what y'all are talking about. Turn the air on. Anyways. Ooh, I don't know. Jay, no, I don't. Jay says, isn't sending their Patreon copyright infringement? No, I would assume, first of all, you can't send, I don't think. Nobody has ever sent me an actual Patreon. They can record it and send it to me, but nobody can send you. I assume his attorney, bought the Patreon and listened to it. I have no idea. We do know he said his hot nanny came in and she had listened to it and she was like, look, I don't want to put more on your plate, but it's really bad. So, hot nanny is the one that kind of said, look, y'all probably DM him and it goes to his request, which we know he doesn't click over there and read or reply to. And then he never knows about it. Right. So, yes, very loyal. Aries are very loyal until you F us over. And God knows yeah. Jeff would be very unwise to sue them and subject himself to scrutiny of their lawyers, Victoria says. But I feel like when Jeff makes up his mind, you know what I mean? Like, I guess if his attorneys say you have nothing else, you have no legal basis for this, then he will just do a simple cease and desist, which I guess means don't talk about me. Is that kind of what that means? But those aren't even enforceable necessarily. Like I've seen creators get those and they're just like, whatever. Bethany Frankel was, they were churning out those left and right at one point. You know what I mean? Oh yes. Flowers on TikTok says, remember Jenny? Yes. Don't y'all wonder what Jenny thinks of all this? They live, in a similar area of LA. People tell her stuff. They still have similar, friends maybe and what have you. I definitely what Dr. Donna talked about at the end, where even with relationships, marriages, friendships, somebody gets these friends and somebody gets the other friends. I definitely think that probably happened in the case of Jenny and Jeff, right? And there's hurt on both, definitely hurt on both, but basically Dr. Donna gave really good advice today. Didn't you think? I mean, I thought she gave really good advice. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's kind of common sense. Today I was like, wow. Wow. Anyways, um, then he started talking. I feel like at the end of Jeff Lewis Live, I feel like then he was talking about Heather McDonald, but he didn't really say her name. He was talking about how when one person's angry and the other one's not, I don't know. It was a lot. Okay, let's get on to Jeff Lewis Extended. It was supposed to be Mercedes Javid and Dr. Donna. He invited Justin Martindale to come on, which, sometimes I wonder if it's too many people. I absolutely didn't think it was too many people today. I felt like Justin had his stuff to say. MJ had his stuff to say. Jeff had his stuff to say. And Dr. Donna laid it all on the line and gave them all really good advice. So I thought it was really good. Really good. Oh, Darla says, after Scandal, I think other celebrities saw how profitable that was and started feuds to make money. I have heard of that, but honestly, I can't talk to celebrities, but the podcaster feuds I've talked to people that they've given me their side of things when things have whatever, it's been legit. So anyways, I don't know anything about the celebrity feuds though. And kind of, I mean, the Heather McDonald and Jeff and Brandy and them are definitely celebrities, but they also have radio shows, podcasts. So it kind of becomes, people were calling them, all of that. So, yes, Jet, I did. Sarah says, did you catch it on the video last week during a break where Jeff was warning Joey Zalzig about not posting any pictures or videos of Cabo and that he'll have to talk to Krista about it because Krista, he said, always does. And you know what? I used to say when we knew that Krista was going out, when we knew that Heather McDonald was going out, when we knew that Kelly Dodd was going out with Jeff Lewis, we knew to check their Instagram because Jeff's not going to post pictures, but those three friends would for sure. And a lot of times it was videos where you could tell. It's one thing if you're videoing or taking a picture and someone is aware of it, but sometimes it's like one of them just circling around the table at dinner. And I'm like, somebody could be eating, somebody could wipe their nose, somebody could it was very behind the scenes. And I'm like, that nobody wants, right? Nobody wants to scratch their butt and realize that somebody put up a video about it. If you're taking a picture with someone, you're going to smile, you're going to approve the picture, whatever. If you're videoing, then whatever you're saying is going to be posted. But I watched it because you want to see behind the scenes. Remember the 4th of July? Who was it that put out where Kelly Dodd or Heather McDonald or both are sitting on Jeff Lewis's lap outside? Remember the rooftop at Rick and Kelly's house where they posted where they hosted the 4th of July party? I mean, we love seeing that, but as the person, you don't want that put out about you whenever you didn't even know it went out. I don't feel like Jeff, he doesn't even follow all of his friends. He only follows 26 people. So it's not as easy for him to just have it scroll through all the circles at the top of his whatever to see. He might see it later and be like, oh, that wasn't a great video. Or I thought we were just kind of getting a little drunk and hanging out on 4th of July. Now there's a video of me out there. I feel like they should really know. Yeah, Michael Riley says it was Kelly Dodd. Yeah. Thank you, Krista. Krista says, hit the like button, friends. Please help our Sarah out. Thank you, Krista. Yeah. I mean, they all know that going out with Jeff Lewis. Okay. The thing is, Jeff Lewis is so, I don't want to say private because it sounds weird that he puts himself out almost 10 hours a week of content about his personal life. But on social media, he is not one to post what he's eating for dinner or, oh, he's out with a celebrity or, even if he makes up with Heather Dubrow, he doesn't post that and let us know. Other people post things that he's at. So, I think that makes it a little more, that's always 20 years ago when it would be really hard to get a celebrity's baby picture. When that baby picture finally got taken, it would sell for a shit ton of money because it was so hard to get. And that's why a lot of people started like selling their own pictures and being like, I'm going to let people have an exclusive, or us magazine of have an exclusive of our wedding pictures. Because if not, you had people freaking flying over helicopters above you and, zooming in and trying to do anything to ruin your vacation to get a picture of your family. And then they don't even get the money, right? So Jeff has always been very private when it comes to posting his stuff. But we can always count on some of those friends to post that stuff. So I think it's getting to a point now, especially with everything going on with Gage, and Monroe is getting older, where he's a lot more particular about wanting things put out there and are saying things about, hey, Krista, don't take pictures of me on vacation. Don't put up pictures that I don't know about. Don't put up videos of me. Yeah. Debbie says, I agree. He opens himself up. Jeff Lewis opens himself up on the show, but I think he likes his downtime a little private. And who wouldn't, right? I mean, these people really are his friends. It's not like whenever he goes somewhere, he is in the public, but I think Jeff always, as much as he loves being recognized, he says, I think there's a part of him where he thinks, oh, we're going to Schmitty's and we're just hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't necessarily going to be on Instagram. But all those people aren't fools. They know that gets them views. If I'm checking Kelly Dodd's Instagram specifically because she has said, I'm going to be out with Jeff Lewis or Krista Lamas or Heather McDonald in the past. So anyways, who says, okay, working busy on TikTok says they're not his friends. They're paid. Who? Like all of the chumps? I mean, they're paid to come. They're paid to come on and give us content on the radio show, though. That's a good point. Good Witch Farm. I think it's because he has an actual business, Jeff Lewis Design, when their social media is their business. Their life is their business. So, but I do think you have to, especially Jeff Lewis, you have to ask him if it's okay to post this picture or video. Even every time I've met Jeff, every time I've seen him at his, most of the times I take a picture with him because it's, but even at like the Hollywood House Live season 2 party, I didn't even take a picture with him. It was so much bigger than the season 1 party. And it was just so many more people. I just kind of said hi and let him go on and do his thing. I didn't even ask for 2 seconds to take a picture. Plus I'd seen him like 2 or 3 times that month at different things. So it was kind of like, but I do think at some point people he is very clear, like, let me just have this vacation or let me just have this night, for sure. Yeah. Jet says it could also catch a glimpse of his daughter or unflattering drunken picture of the group. Yeah. And I mean, if everyone there hasn't agreed, hey, I want this out, for sure. Anyways, what else? MJ. Am I the only one? I mean, I don't think I am. She was definitely alluding to an unhappy marriage and not even saying it was the first time. They were also, Jeff was very clear that she just doesn't she gives him very good advice, but she doesn't take her own advice about relationships. So I'm really not sure where that's going. Oh, sorry. My comments had held up. Yes. Erla LA says, I think you have to ask anyone if it's okay to post a picture. I asked before even posting my kid. I think it should be a norm. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Anyways, he did give us an update. Not really much. Like, I was warned. People told me it was really going to be difficult for Jeff to pay this person, this Lisa Barlow social media guru, to figure out who that Reddit account was. But he gives us an update today on the Jeff Lewis Extended Show. He basically said they did keep posting, as I talked about, because people would send me their post in a TikTok or Reddit, and they were basically like, Oh, Jeff Lewis is talking about me. I mean, they kind of doubled down for sure. I haven't seen anything since. Nobody sent me anything, and I don't have a Reddit account. I've never have. But he said that the he, she, they, whoever it is, they instantly created a couple more accounts, and then that same day, maybe this, I don't know how that person proved it, but 12 new accounts were created. I don't know how they figure that out. What I wanted him to do is figure out who it was behind those, because I think there's a couple of accounts that I personally am interested in finding out some stuff that's been said about me. I'm like, oh, I mean, I have a good inkling of who it is, but I would love to find out proof, but I've been told it's really hard, and I don't have them. I'm not putting money or time behind that. So that was the update on that. Caller Matt from Chicago. So this is the caller that pretty much said, look, I am a fan of you, but I also don't agree with everything you say. I'm an Aries also, he said. He said a lot of times the characteristics I don't like about you remind me of some things I don't like about. So this is the one where he basically said, leave it alone. Like, why are you threatening to sue Brandy and Julie? You have a much bigger platform. This particular one that you're complaining about was on their Patreon. I don't know how many Patreon people they have, but we also know this kind of information gets out there on Reddit and the Facebook groups. People do put the information out there. So it does become a little bit bigger of an audience than just the Reddit paid people. But basically he was saying, I think Dr. Donna kind of agreed, what others think of you isn't your business. I need to remind myself of that all the time with this whole social media nonsense, because it can get a little bit crazy. But that was really good advice. A lot of the callers had really good, interesting situations that I felt Dr. Donna could have given like 20 minutes of advice to. It was really good for sure. What else? Justin definitely has his thoughts. Don't you feel like Justin was trying to say stuff about the Heather McDonald thing and he just couldn't? He did say something about Patreon isn't trolls. So I think he was trying to say basically, look, I don't know what he was trying to say. I would say what I remember was there were comments in Heather McDonald's Patreon message board and things that she was liking and not saying, hey, that's atrocious. Why are you saying, like, you're crossing a line? You know what I mean? Or taking something down that was about him. So basically he's saying, look, don't blame that on trolls, because that is Patreon. And I think Patreon is your actual name, right? Like, I don't really know. I don't know if you can have different names like you can Reddit, right? Who knows? Anyway, wait, who made a profound statement? Hold on. Tiffany Chump says, yes, Jeff Lewis has way more listeners than Brandy and Julie. So why is he bashing them in the beginning? He feels like, from what he said to that caller, he says, from what I recall, I made a very intentional statement with facts about Brandy and Julie. What he doesn't like, what they're doing is saying he's a liar. They're saying he's, got a bad work environment, abusive work environment. Those are the things he's assuming can be hurting him by people stopping listening to his show. That affects him with advertisers, commenting on things, putting, all the negativity that can get in somebody's brain and make them, start thinking, oh, maybe I am, if you want to put it in these, like MJ said, are you team Jeff or team Brandy and Julie? You know what I mean? Oh, thank you for the follow. J2. Anyways, what else? Guess this will keep going on. I'm sure. I don't know. Is it quick? I mean, do you decide? Is it quick if his attorneys decide to sue them, to actually, I don't know. It could be something quick. If his attorney, will he update us if they decide, you really don't have a case here? You know what I mean? I don't know. Nothing about Harry, Jeff, when did he say something? He definitely said something the other day about him. I think he does like him. He says he's very nice. But he lives in Florida, so I think that's where it's at. But the reading, I think Pohl and them said he could be in a relationship in 2 to 3 months. He's got 3 more dates this weekend. He went on a date last night, apparently, and he has 3 more dates this weekend. So, who is Bree? Christina says Bree's accepted into NYU. I'm assuming that's somebody's kid. Who is Bree? Cannot think. So many reality TV kids. Anyways, well, having an amazing weekend. I hope if you celebrate Easter, happy Good Friday today. Happy Easter. Oh, Drew. Drew is Megan Weaver. Megan Weaver's daughter is Drew, not Bree. So that's why it threw me. She got accepted at NYU. Oh, that's awesome. Anyways, I think she wants to do film, so that is good for her for sure. Anyways, thank you so much for joining live. It is way more fun to chat with y'all. I love chatting with y'all about all the reality TV, the Jeff Lewis, all of it. It is so good. Make sure you're liking the videos. Make sure you're commenting. It all helps with all the engagement, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I will see you Monday with Shannon Bedore, who might talk about David Bedore's recent reckless driving, and Doug Budin will be on. So anyways, see you there. Bye, y'all.